Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we're going to be learning about how to write our own modules. We've already seen how we can import modules that somebody else has written, and now we're going to be learning how to do our own module. So most of the time in this class we use Jupyter Notebooks. Jupyter Notebooks are great because you can just type stuff and press enter. For example, print, I just typed this and pressed enter. And it just like out pops, and you can add cells, subtract cells, do all sorts of great Jupyter Notebooky stuff. But in this video, we're going to be using Spider. So before we get started, if you haven't already, please make sure that the following .py files are downloaded and in the same library as in the same folder as this file: hello.py, myscript.py, myscript2.py, unit test example.py, and also get the example module folder and put it in the same folder as this notebook. Now let's take a look at Spider. We're going to import a module called hello. And so, but before we do that, let's take a look. So all of this module is, it's actually just a file in Spider named hello.py. And we see that this file is extremely complicated. It is only one line, and it's going to say, print hello, I am being imported. And this is because when you import a module, really what you're effectively doing is you are just running a .py file. So in order to see this, let's go ahead and import hello. And it said, hello, I am being imported, because that's what it says in the py file. Now, something about importing, which is kind of, well, I guess important to know, is that you can only import something once. So we saw that we could, when we typed import hello, it ran the code. Now, if we try to import hello again, this is not going to do anything because hello has already been imported. And as you can see, nothing happens. If we did want to re-import it, what we would do is we would restart the kernel. And now if we run it again, it will say, hello, I am being imported. Let's import hello again now that we've restarted things. And it was able to redo the import because we restarted the kernel. Now, in real world settings, you're typically going to be working on super complicated projects where there's going to be tens and thousands of lines of code and many .py files. And you might be placed into a folder, which has subfolders and files in the subfolders. And so if you want to look at this, go ahead and take a look at the example module folder, which has a subfolder in it named example submodule. And there are also in the top of each file something called an init.py file, which these init.py files you can look at. They're completely empty, but the fact that they're in there is going to let us use imports. So let's take a look in Spider at these files. So we have a file called init.py, which is blank. We have a top-level.py, which has one function in it. Then we have a couple of functions called myscript, myscript2. These folders called funds1 and funds2 are going to be in the subfolder. And that's basically what we need to see from Spider. But the point is that we have this file called top-level.py, so we should go ahead and import it. And so we do this the same way we normally import things, which is that we say from example module import top level. This imports the file top level.py. And once we do this, we can then use any functions which are written in top level. And to do this, we have to use the dot syntax. So we can say top level dot describe. Don't press enter yet. Let's look at what top level dot describe is going to do. Okay, we got this file over here called, where is top level? There's top level. Top level.describe, it's a very simple function. It's just going to print some stuff. So when we go ahead and execute this function where we use, say, top level to indicate what module we're using, and then describe is the name of the function, it then runs the function. So that's not so bad. We also need to pay attention to submodules. And in the submodule, there are two files named funds1 and funds2.py. So in order to do those, we need to import from the submodule. And to keep track of the hierarchy, we use a dot. So we say from example module dot example submodule import, and now these are the names of the file, funds1 and funds2. No, you don't type the word again, you just type a comma. And now, did I misspell something? It looks like I did. The file names are funds_1 and funds_2. Sorry about that. But now we can go ahead and we can use any of the functions which are written there. So in particular, we can say funds_1 dot describe 1 describe _1. Sorry, I'm a little bit bad on my underscores today. And it'll say funds1.py is the best .py file ever. Similarly, if we wanted to use the describe2 function from funds2, we can say funds2.describe _2, and it will execute the function describe2 defined in the funds.2 file, which says, with all due respect, I disagree. Funds.1.py is a very good file, but funds2.py is the best ever. And let's go look back at Spider and see that this is indeed how it works. Here's funds2.py, here's funds1.py. All right, so another thing which we might want to do is to try to write a single .py file that's going to be run as a script. And it's going to contain both what are called function definitions and imperative demands, i.e. it calls the function. We already saw this once with the say hello, or with the hello module, where when we ran it, it automatically executed the function. So let's take another look at the code called myscript.py. So what we see is that we have a function here, which this is just the definition of the function. It's print say hello, and it says, hello everybody. How are you doing today? And then we also have an imperative command, which is actually going to execute the command say hello. So if we import this script, if we type import myscript, it's going to immediately execute the say hello function. And then if we want to reuse the say hello function, we can just type in myscript dot say hello. Now, sometimes we might want to be able to use the say hello function without having it be immediately executed on import. And so we fixed this problem with myscript2. So let's just go ahead and run myscript2. And we see nothing happens when we just import it, but it does still have its own say hello function that we can use. And the way we got around this is we added the phrase if name equals main. So that's what you need to do, where basically here in myscripts2, this says if name equals main, say hello. So over here, if we run the file in Spider, this is where it's in the, we're running the script as the main program. So it does execute the file, but when we import it, it does not. So if name equals main is a very common thing to add when you're writing modules. All right, that's it. I will see you guys again next time.